Okay, everybody's talking about AI nowadays, how to start an AI agency, how to start an AI business, etc., etc. But nobody's really showing you the specific steps to actually do so. So that's why I'm gonna be the one to share with you guys how to start your own AI business without even necessarily needing to know too much about AI or pretty much anything. And it's coming from somebody who's currently actually doing so. I'm running an AI agency with a business partner of mine, and I'm gonna walk you through everything. I'm gonna share my screen with you. You're gonna understand things step by step. And towards the end of the video, I'm actually gonna show you guys with you live how to actually start this thing properly. So we're gonna go through a couple different steps, things you need to go over, what to actually do on your computer, how to utilize AI to make your offer, etc. So it's just going to be very straight to the point, very easy for you guys to digest and understand. But you have to have a little bit of attention span to actually watch this thing in its entirety. It's going to be very helpful. I want to be a little bit more practical moving forward because I did make a video the other day talking about how business is actually not that hard or why everybody tends to overcomplicate before even starting business, right? So now I'm actually going to show you how to do so in one of the hardest quote unquote models, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But it's actually very easy as long as you understand what to do and how to do it. So let's jump in on the computer right here. As you guys can see, everybody keeps talking about AI businesses. But like I said, nobody's actually showing you how to start one. So that's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. Don't worry, I'm not just going to have a Miro board. We're going to go into ChatGPT. I'm going to show you a couple of different tools as well later on that you can use to create ads and stuff like that. So it's going to be very, very interesting, but pretty raw. So make sure you actually watch the whole thing. Now, first things first, I just want to talk a little bit about why people are actually not starting an AI business or an AI agency or whatnot. And there's really like two main reasons as to why. First thing is going to be a lot of the information is, by the way, pretty gate kept. But there are a couple guys out there, like I'm not gonna trash everybody, but there are definitely a couple guys out there who are sharing a bunch of value, who have even helped me. And that's awesome, right? I'm gonna be one of them as well, giving you guys some value and pretty much share all the knowledge that I have. The second reason why is because a lot of you probably think you need to know something about AI. You need to be an IT expert. You need to know tech and stuff like that. Completely false. And I'm going to explain later on as to why you don't actually need to know AI to have an AI business. But most of you think you have to know something about it, and that's why you don't even start. I'm here to I'm here to debunk that to make sure you can actually have an AI business without necessarily even needing to know too much about AI. But those are, I would say, like the two main reasons as to why people don't start. Of course, people are lazy. People don't actually want to put the work in. Everybody just wants the rewards without actually having everything or like backing that with the work ethic, right? So if that's you, get off the fucking video right now because that's not how this shit works. Business is a hard and difficult game. It's not hard to actually start this thing, but it is pretty hard to stay sane, keep going, and whatnot. So you guys are gonna have to be mentally prepared for it. Anyway, let's jump in. Why are AI agencies or just like businesses exploding currently? Well, first of all, there's a couple different reasons as to why, but let's just jump into the most important thing. It's obviously the case of everybody knows that AI is very, very important to have in any sort of business, to have just like some knowledge of nowadays in 2026. But most people have no idea how to actually implement this into their own business, right? And that just creates an opportunity, right? Because there's people here who have businesses who know AI is important, but they have no idea how to implement it. And then you have people like yourself who know how to implement AI into a business. So there's a gap. These people need help from these people. So that creates a perfect opportunity for these guys to help the business owners out. It's pretty much that simple, right? Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't know how to implement AI into a business. Well, you probably don't, but you're going to learn that it's actually very easy and you don't even need to really know how to do so because You can just make somebody else do it for you. And that's kind of the key here, right? Because everybody's out here thinking that, oh, I need to know about AI. I need to know this. I need to know that. When in reality, this isn't just applied to AI. This applies to pretty much a lot of the businesses out there. Usually the business owners don't really know too much about the business that they're in, but they know how to hire the right people to actually do so. And the coolest part about AI and implementing stuff like this is you can run all of this pretty much almost like a sales team. You can even hire people that do AI and whatnot for you on commission basis. So you don't even have to spend any money until you've actually made money, which is like the best part about all of this, but we're gonna come back to that later. But that's essentially why AI is exploding. So let's just jump into the more practical stuff right now, which is probably why you're on this video as well, right? And it's going to be how do I actually start one, right? What am I gonna do? How do I go about this, etc. And first of all, just to explain this thing very simply, I know the cool word is AI and artificial intelligence and all this crazy business stuff, right? But in reality, an AI business is just like any business out there. And what I mean by this is that business is very easily broken down into just like three main components. And it's just having a problem, finding a customer that has that type of problem, and then you offering your solution to that problem to the customer, and then he pays you an amount for solving that problem. That's pretty much business. That's how you make money. That's how you run something for yourself. It's actually way like easier to understand when you just break it down into simple terms like this. And I'm a very simple terms guy. So if it's anybody you can learn something from, it's going to be me because I try to break down everything as simply as possible. So you have a business, right? The only difference is that you apply AI to all of this, but it's basically just like any other service-based business, right? So to kind of go through this, you'll have to ask yourself, well, what do businesses need? Well, let's just be real, they need more customers. Why do they need more customers? Well, because more customers is directly going to generate them more money. And this is where I see most people go wrong. So please listen up, be very like open your ears, pay attention because I see a lot of people mess this thing up. You have to understand that businesses don't care about AI. They don't care about fancy things. They don't care about technological stuff. They don't care about anything. What a business cares about is making more money. Imagine mind blown, right? But it's actually the reality of the situation. Businesses only care about making money. So why the fuck are you trying to sell your AI automations, your this, your that? Bro, nobody cares. Just guarantee them more money and they're gonna be happy. Like that's what they actually need. And until you realize that, you're not gonna make money in any sort of business. So have that realization, understand this, and you're going to make your life 10 times easier. Okay. So they need more customers because that's directly going to make them more money. So how do you actually go about this? Well, you just have to find a niche, an offer, and solve their problem of making more money, right? Like an example of this can just be, let's just say you work with real estate agents, you help them out with whatever. You help them out with getting X amount of deals closed in the next 90 days or listing appointments in the next 90 days, right? If that's directly going to generate them more money, well, they're going to be happy. So that's just like a very quick and easy example of it. But now I want us to actually dive deep in. I know it's been 10 minutes or whatnot, but let's just jump into it. What should you actually do now? Well, what you need to do is you need to start. You need to start taking action, and we're going to do so together in this video. I want you to kind of open up a notepad or something and start writing down kind of like the same things that we're going to be writing down right now, but with what you want to do, like within your business, whatever it might be. So, how do we go about this? Well, the first thing we need to do is we obviously need to find some sort of problem, right? We're going to find some sort of problem that we can actually solve. Now, before you find that problem, the easiest way to do so is just to find a niche first. Because if you find a niche, you can easily find a problem within that niche, right? So, what you want to do is you want to find a niche that you can sell to, something you can provide to a specific niche. So, in this case, let's just have our niche be we can do just roofers, right? Roofers is a easy home service type of business. They're old people, they have no idea how to implement AI and stuff like that. So let's just do roofers as an example. So we're gonna have niche, we're gonna have roofers, right? And these are guys that are making a lot of money as well. So they have the money to actually pay you when it comes to like actually getting paid for your service. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're just working with low quality clients. So we have roofers as our niche, right? What problems do roofers have? Well, like we said, or what do they actually need? Excuse me, they need more customers, right? So easiest thing to do is just solve that problem for them, make them more money. That's the real problem for any sort of business here. So we're just gonna do that, and that means that we need to have our offer nailed down. And this is where kind of you can get a little bit creative, work with the offer however you want to do. So whatever you want to provide, you can really just like be creative, like I said, but make sure that it actually solves a problem. So the most important thing with the offer is that it actually gives them a proper result. So they like something tangible, right? Not something that's just like wishy-washy, but something tangible, right? So a great example can be just like 10 new roof not appointments, but what's it called? Like 10 new roofing jobs in the next 90 days, or you don't pay. So that's like a great example of an easy offer that any roofer is going to be glazing all over. All right. So that's gonna make them more money. You have to remember like these roofers take what, like 50, they get like what? No, not 50, what am I or maybe even, but they get a lot of money. Yeah, they maybe like they do like 20, 30K per job. So it's like, dude, you're gonna make them a bunch of money. Obviously, it has to be realistic. It has to be tangible. I don't really know. I haven't worked with roofers, but this is just something like I came up with. Now, that's the offer nailed down. It's the niche nailed down. From here, all that's really left is like, okay, you just need to set this thing up and start moving forward. So how do you do this? Well, it's very, very easy. You just use AI and you just use tools on the internet to freaking get your stuff up and running. So now that you have this, it's like most people get to this place and now they have no idea what to do, or they just overcomplicate all the steps moving forward. It's not really that complicated. All you need from here is just like actually set up something cool, right? And like have a business name or a domain or like logo or some shit like that, website. That's usually the route everybody goes down. And for sure, like you should have this in place, but this shouldn't, like, I'm genuinely saying this right now because I see people overcomplicate this stuff. This shit right here shouldn't take more than like 30 minutes to an hour. I'm dead ass. People spend way too much time finding a name. People spend way too much time making a logo. I know guys making like a logo, excuse me, like spending a week just making the fucking logo and the website and shit. And I'm just like, bro, that's the dumbest shit you can do. You have the niche, you have the offer. So what are you supposed to do? Well, like you can literally even just like forget about this and just like use yourself. Obviously, like get the domain, get a name and all that shit if you want to, but you can even just like use yourself as a provider, just like be that guy. Just kidding. But you could just use yourself. And not in that way, but this is literally like so easy because now that you have the offer and you have the niche, all you really have to do is just, let's just go back here so it makes sense. All you have to do is just find the customer and provide them the solution, right? You don't need a fucking business name, a cool agency, what, etc. Like you can, I do it, but it doesn't really matter to be honest. That's what I said. It doesn't need to be more than like 30 minutes to an hour just to set that shit up. It's way easier than that. So from here, just use yourself. If you're completely like new to this stuff, just use yourself. You might even get better results doing so. I'm not gonna lie, because it's more trustworthy, right? And when I say use yourself, well, you're gonna be asking like, what do you mean? How do I actually get these clients? Well, it's not that hard. You're just gonna run ads. From your offer or like around your offer, ads around your offer, jump on sales calls and close. Boom, it's that easy. It's really that simple. Obviously, this like you gotta have some money to do this shit. Like you can't be out here fucking thinking you can just start with $0. And I'm here to tell you why, because a lot of people are just selling you a false dream of, yeah, start with $0, just cold call and shit like that. And sure, you can cold call and whatnot, but you're just wasting precious time. If you have the money to do so, fucking start. And the reason why is because everybody's making shit shitty. Hope that makes sense. And what I mean by that is that nowadays in 2026, everybody is trying to make money. So what that means is that when you're using a couple services, whatever you're doing online, you're going to end up in positions where you're going to have to end up spending money on some sort of service, some sort of software, something, because everybody's trying to make money nowadays. So what that means is that you'll have to have some money to actually do so. And instead of just wasting time doing outreach and a bunch of BS, just run ads to you to your offer. And if your offer is good, it's going to be very easy to just get on calls with qualified people, as long as you know how to run ads, obviously. But that's just going to come a little bit with time. Now, I just want to jump a little bit back into the offer because, yeah, you can be like 10 new roofing jobs in the next 90 days, but you also have to kind of know like how you're actually going to get them in there, right? Because you have to fulfill something. So I would just say like help out with marketing, just do the marketing for them so they can actually acquire these guys. And here's really the AI part is just like y- you can implement AI like automatically calling people, AI caller, um, AI follow up, AI auto reviews, etc., etc. Right? Like you can implement all of these AI solutions. And here's a great thing: like just when you run the marketing for them, they're gonna get a bunch of leads that opt in. Have an AI caller just call up all those leads automatically. It's gonna increase the chances of them actually wanting something. And out of the people that the AI calls and the people that are qualified, you can book an appointment for them, and then you can even help out with sales process, whatever, however you fucking write that. So it's a whole package basically to just get them the 10 new roofing appointments or jobs. But let's jump back into this thing because a couple of you are probably confused right now. What do you mean ads, use yourself around your offer, etc.? Well, now that you kind of have this, what you're going to do is just run ads based on your offer, run the ads to a fucking booking page, use Calendly or just set up your own little funnel and jump on sales calls and just close them, right? Like this is obviously going to take some time to learn and shit like that, but I'm trying to dissect this very simply and then we can make more videos later on how to really dive deeper into all of these things. Now, with that being said, you're going to have to make some ads around your software. You can do that by yourself or you can use AI to do that for you and that's exactly what I'm going to show you right here. So, don't overcomplicate things because the coolest part about this AI business is that, yeah, you can implement AI into these people's businesses, but you can also implement AI into your own business. It just makes sense. If it's so useful for others, why wouldn't you use it yourself, right? So understanding how to make ads and shit like that for yourself is very simple. Now, when it comes to setting up auto reviews, AI callers, and shit like that, you can just outsource that to somebody else. Go to Upwork, find somebody that wants to work on commission basis. So for every deal you close, the developer can get what 30% off of the deal. So if you close a deal for, let's just say, $5,000, you can get 30% of that. Very simple, very easy. Hopefully, I'm not just yapping, but you guys actually understand what I'm talking about. So, how do we actually make these ads for this thing? Well, we're gonna just use AI to make it, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to actually do so. So, if I just go to ChatGPT, we can just start by saying, I'm actually going to use something that's an AI to talk. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT right now to actually help me out. So let me, my bad. Let me just say something to the AI and we're going to get going. Hey, ChatGPT. So I'm making a YouTube video right now. I'm literally recording as we speak. And what I'm doing is that I'm showing people how to actually start an AI business from scratch. I've kind of covered pretty much everything, but now I'm covering the part where we're going to be using AI to make ads for ourselves and our own AI business. So what we concluded with is that we are running an AI agency or an AI business right now that is targeting roofers, and we're going to help them get 10 new roofing jobs in the next 90 days. Otherwise, they don't pay. So, what I need from you right now is that we're going to use a tool that's called Ideogram to make the ads for us. So, I need a proper chat right now where we can go back and forth. And we're just going to be making ads for this specific AI business that we're running. So, I need a proper prompt for a couple ads that you can give us that we can copy paste into Ideogram and just make the ads from there. Is that okay? And now that's just going to pop straight into the chat box because we're using AI to do so. We're going to talk to ChatGPT. It's going to write this out for us and let's see what it says. And I'm going to walk you guys through how to use Ideogram later on as well, so you guys understand that as well. So let's see here. It just gave us a prompt for an ad. We're going to test that and see how it works. And as you can see, it's giving us a lot of different things. So you can really play around with this. Obviously, like you should know AI, ChatGPT, and basic stuff like that to some sort of extent. Otherwise, you're really a dinosaur. But yeah, let's just test this out. I'm not even tried to fucking run anything here. But yeah, as you can see, this is ideogram. If you guys haven't used this, it's actually very, very useful. You literally just like put in something in right here. Well, this shit is the explore page, but it's kind of weird some places. But anyway, you just put that prompt that you got from ChatGPT, you put it in here. It's actually very crazy how things just end up working, but you can just post this in here and we're going to see what it's going to generate us. I'm literally like spoon feeding you guys right now with how easy this shit is. So let's just see the Ford picks. It's gonna generate us right here. As you can see, it generates us. Bro, these are actually pretty cool. You can like literally use this as an image ad, right? So 10 new 10 roofing jobs in 90 days, or you don't pay. And you can just like remix these ones, edit them, etc., etc. But they're looking actually pretty sick. So as you guys can see, it's pretty much going to be exactly what we're looking for. Let's just test out a couple of the other ones, like one more right here. Let's just see how this is gonna look, and then you guys are kind of gonna get the idea. Let's just see. This one's taking a little bit of time. Okay, perfect. So as you guys can see, we're literally just like using AI to make these ads. So now that we kind of have these ads, all you really have to do is just run these ads as Facebook Meta ads, opt in for like opt in on a funnel, the funnel can just be a basic booking page where they can just literally you just like have a calendar, you have some reviews, whatever it might be, and then they can just like book a time. You jump on that sales call and you basically just try to close them. So it's pretty crazy how easy it really is to make a business. Obviously, I know I broke this down in like super dumb and easy steps. It is a little bit more complicated once you really get into the nitty gritty. You guys are probably going to be like, well, how do I run Facebook ads? Or how do I even put these things up on there? Or how do I make a funnel page where people can book in and shit like that? If you're a complete like newbie, you probably have no idea how to do these things. So if that's the case, let me know and I'll make specific videos on how to actually run the Facebook ads, how to make an opt-in funnel, how to close these guys. I'll show you my sales calls, etc., etc. So just like leave those things in the comments if you feel like you need them. This is a very dumbed down version and very easy broken down. Just like actually get going with this and you'll understand the next steps are kind of just going to come by themselves. So it's not really that hard. You don't need to do a bunch of these things. You just really need to have a proper offer, people you can help, and you should be good to go from there. So that's pretty much going to be it for this one. Like I said, if you need any more help, comment down below. I'll make a video on it. Besides that, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.